Welcome back to the Prosperity with Purpose podcast. Oh, I just got Invisalign again, and now I might have a little bit of a lisp. I should take this off for the episode. There you go. We're not doing redos. We're just taking off these bad boys. Welcome back to the podcast. We're talking about money today. It's been a hot minute. I don't think we can talk about it enough. It's one of the themes that actually is talked about. Jesus talks about over and over and over. Money, resources. It's actually talked about a ton. If I was great with numbers, I'll tell you a number, percentage, but the number of parables that talk about resources and money is actually really, 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 really high. Now, here's what we're going to talk about today. Scarcity. So I had this like very simple revelation. I can't remember if I've told you guys this yet or not, but like scarcity literally comes because we are scared. Like the word scarcity has the word scared in it. And so we're going to talk about some fear around money. And really why this started is I've had a couple conversations with people the last couple of months. And like one of them will never buy anything unless it's on sale. And I just found that to be incredibly interesting. It reminded me of my mom when I was a kid. Like I remember, it's so funny the things you remember from your childhood, right? Like I remember once we were at a store. I don't even remember how old I was. And my mom found out that something she wanted to buy, the associate, I don't know why they said this, but they were young and probably new with a job or whatever. And it was just like a department. It was just like it was called Venture. It was like a big Kmart or something. And she learned that item was actually on sale the week before, and my mom got mad and like left the store. She's like, what? This was on sale last week? I cannot believe this. I cannot buy this now. I cannot pay full price. Like she got mad. And I just always, it's so funny the things that you remember, right? And I remember that. So anyways, this one person I was having a conversation with, they never will buy anything unless it's on sale. And another friend, which by the way, I've seen myself in both of these people in my past. And so I could relate from I could understand where they are, but I want to help people break free, break out of the scarcity, the fear, the scaredness around this. So my other friend was talking about how she will always try to stretch her dollar as far as it will possibly go. You know, whether that's with coupons or selling stuff online, or probably never buying anything full price either. Like always feeling like she has to stretch the dollar as far. It's like a game. It's like as far as it could possibly go. And I just remember thinking, oh, that's so interesting. Like I totally used to think that way. I don't think that way anymore, but I definitely used to think that way. I can understand that. And it got me to thinking like, why are people like that? Why did I used to be like that? And I believe it was because I was scared. I know more money would not come in. And so I felt very like, oh, being a good steward, like, oh no, let's be a good steward of our money. Everybody who buys things not on sale is being unwise, is being irresponsible, is wasting God's money, like it almost was this like religious mind. It was like this, I don't like a Pharisee Sadducee type of thing. Like, oh no, I'm doing it better than everybody else. But really the root of it was like, I didn't believe there would be more to come in. So it was like this fear of like, oh my gosh, this is how much money I have. This is how much money we have this month. And we don't have anything else. And so I've got to make it stretch as far as we possibly can go. Or there's no way I'm going to wait to do this training or invest in this thing or buy this product until I can find a coupon. If I can't search the internets, if I don't waste 2 hours of my time on the internets and find me a coupon, then I'm not going to buy it. Now, you understand that is all based upon a blueprint. A blueprint is like your view, your belief, your programming, your background on what you believe about money. Okay. So that makes perfect sense. If you believe it, like that's your blueprint. That's what you're going to see. However, after I have been in the scriptures, been in coaching, had such an expansive viewpoint, and I see things from a different place now, I now understand and I now believe that money is an infinite supply, an infinite source. Like it is a belief that I can hold is that there's only this much money, or I can only make this much money, or I am only worth this much money. Okay. That will become a self-fulfilling prophecy for you. Or you can believe that God came to bring you life and bring it abundantly. You can believe that He is an abundant Father who meets the needs of His children. You can believe that there is an endless flow. You can believe that you can spend it on something and more will come through. You can believe that the value that you add to the world comes back to you. You can believe that money is nothing more than an exchange of value. And when you spend money, you are investing, like something comes back to you, whether that's like investing in your economy, investing in your local community, when you buy from someone local, when you buy from someone who sells certain products, like you're providing value for value. You are trading the value of what you say money is worth, and you're receiving something in exchange. And so now I just have this expansive viewpoint that anything I spend money on will be returned back to me. Like I have spent tens and hundreds of thousands like on coaching, and I believe every time I invest that money, it will come back to me. Whether it's in an increase of the amount of money that I make in my business, it's an increase of value that I release out to the world, it's an increase of connections that will then lead me to more things through my business, or to more income, or more to value to my life, more happiness, more peace, more structure, more organization, more joy, like all of these things. Like I believe those are worth value, and it's like an exchange of value for value. So it was so interesting that I was curious, and I think the belief behind people who like will never buy anything unless it goes on sale, or have to stretch their dollar as far as it will ever go, is that their belief is that there won't be more. Okay, so what if you bought it when it's not on sale and you didn't beat yourself up for it, but you believed that the value that you were getting from that was worth it? You believed that money you put into that went to bless the person or the object or whatever that was coming back to you, and that you didn't lose, but that you won. Because also another like way to view it is, okay, I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale. I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale. I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale. Or I'm gonna invest in this right now because it's gonna bring value to my life right now. It is going to add value, change my life for the better, be a convenience, be a growth aspect, be something that I need that will help my life right now. And that's what I believe. And it's such a fun way to believe. Also, another thing around money that I have found that I love, like noticing the growth areas that I've experiencing personally around money. An old belief of mine used to be that God is punishing me because of how I misused money in the past. So since I wasn't wise enough, again, what is wise, what is not? Since I made a mistake, since I was a human, that then in my future that God should punish me, or God should withhold blessing, or God should withhold gifts, or God should not give me something because of what I did in the past. Okay, what Bible are you reading? Because I used to think that. I used to believe that. I used to believe that was in the Bible, that God, He's out to punish you for stuff you've done in the past. I don't know, but when I reread it now with fresh eyes, I'm like, no, your sins are forgiven. They are washed clean. They are not remembered. You come in an agreement with that you are forgiven, and it is not a part of your future anymore. Like I understand there's consequences sometimes, like you may have some credit card debt, it's still there. But if you continue to believe this is my punishment, I have to repay every single penny for the rest of my life. Yeah, you probably will. Or if you believe you've been set free, you've been forgiven, watch how that, and that you become a good steward and make good choices in your future. Watch how that starts getting paid off. Watch how that miraculously disappears. Watch how that God provides some other way and you get to move it over to something that has zero interest. Like, I don't know, but I believe in a God of abundance. I believe that his ways of provision are bigger and more expansive than I can think of in the natural. Okay, than I can just think of in the natural. This really got me thinking because, okay, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, especially in the network marketing space, like it's just such a unique, and coaching space, such a unique career because they can be incredibly lucrative financially and not have a lot of overhead expenses. Meaning, like if you're making 7 figures a year in network marketing, like you don't have a rent space, you don't have insurance you have to pay, I do have employees, but like you don't have most traditional employees, traditional type taxes or insurances that you have to pay. Like you don't have this overhead, and so you got to get really creative with tax write-offs, or you're gonna, anyways. And so we have a couple of other businesses, so we were expecting our tax bill to be a certain amount. And why, I kid you not, y'all, as I have been like practicing this expansiveness, believing in the God of provision, I've got some more stuff I'm going to talk to you about this, like believing bigger, like not being scared about the financial future, but being hopeful and expansive and imagining. Like, I've had you guys do the exercise before, like what's your dream income level, and then times it by a 10. Like, what if you times it by 500? Like, what if you like busted through that ceiling again? Why do we have these, like, I know why, but like, might I invite you to notice what ceiling you have put on the amount of income that you're going to earn in your life, or you're going to earn this year, or you're going to earn in the next 5 years. Like, who told you that? And why does that have to be your reality? Why does that have to be your truth? My God can provide business partners, an opportunity, a new product, a whole area of influence, a whole different audience. Like, he can do whatever. And I know that that happens way more common when you believe that's going to happen. And you're walking in that place of peace, not in this like scared, fear, punishment place around God's provision or around money in general. So where was I going with that? Oh, so tax bill. So we were in Maui last weekend on a rewards trip with Plexus. It was amazing. We got to bring our kid. I think we brought our kids 4 or 5 times. We get to go about every year. We get to go every year. They've gone a couple different places. We're going to Alaska next year. I'm so excited. It's like my dream. I can't wait to go to Alaska. But anyways, so we took us. I had earned it 3 times. So we took us, the kids, and then we took my sister-in-law, Rob's sister-in-law, Rhonda, and let her pick whoever she wanted. Like, she brought her best friend, and she'd never been before. And like, they watched the kids a little bit, but it was just really fun to get to like bless them with that experience of a place they've never gone to. Anyways, so while we are in Maui, like this beautiful, expansive location, I don't know about you, but whenever I get to by the ocean or by the mountains, like it just, it's infinite. If I could stop stuttering, this infinity, like, it just reminds you of how big our God is. When you look out to the ocean and you can see the ocean for as far as you can see, when you stand next to a mountain and you are like an anthill in comparison to his grandeur, it helps the expansive attitude. If I'm being honest, that's why it's important for you to go book a vacation. If you don't get a free rewards trip from your job, book a vacation. You don't wait till it's on sale to get you to that expansive place, that expansive location, that expansive experience right now. Like, stop waiting. Okay. So anyways, we're in Maui, the most, like, a very beautiful, very expansive, like, it felt very rewarding. I felt so much gratitude to be a part of something that like rewards us with this, and just to be there just felt honoring. I felt grateful. I was feeling close to my husband, just all the feelings. Anyways, we get hear back from our accountant that our taxes are this year, whatever, are significantly lower than we thought they were going to be. like over $100,000 less than we thought they were going to be. So there's ways that we do things with our other businesses, Graybeard Ammo, and anyways, but me and my husband just kept all week being like, oh my word, God is so good. We are so grateful. We were expecting to pay this certain amount of taxes, ended up being significantly lower. And it was just like, felt like such a gift. It felt like such provision. And it was so beautiful because it came in a way that we weren't expecting. Okay, so this is just like proof that he can do whatever he's going to do. You may think things are going to go this way, and he's like, I'm actually going to provide for you over here. And that difference in the amount is actually going to help us go towards an investment property that we were wanting to do, but we're kind of like, this isn't in our plan of where we wanted to spend our money. Boom, there it is. And so it was such a gift of his provision, but it was such a gift, and it was such a gift in a way that we were not expecting. And so us as humans, when we get stuck here in this natural realm, only what we can see, only what we can make sense of, only what we've calculated, only what we think our life is going to be, or we think that we're worth, or whatever, in this scarce state, in this scarcity state, if that's our belief, then there's no room for God to do miracles. There's no room for him to provide in ways while you're resting on vacation in Maui. Okay? Like, we've got to expand our view of who he is, of what he can provide. A quote from one of my most favorite books of all time, How Heaven Invades Your Finances, Jim Baker. Oh my gosh, just get it. It's like, I have never underlined, written so many notes. I started rereading again last week, and now I'm trying to find where he said, God not only desires to deliver you from financial bondage or debt, but to position you into financial authority to where you are empowered to fulfill every divine assignment and help others fulfill theirs. Another reason why you're dreaming too small. You're only thinking about you getting out of debt, or you covering your bills, or you're paying for your groceries. And what a testimony of an abundant Father when finances flow through you to meet the needs of others. If you are capable of making an income, you should make a huge income. What is even the definition of huge? You should make more money than you're making right now, more money than you ever thought imaginable, and do good with it. More money in the hands of good people doing good things with it, to be empowered to fulfill every divine assignment and help others fulfill theirs too. All those nonprofits, all those organizations, all those churches that need money to fund what they are doing, who are having fundraisers and having banquets and having these fundraiser events every year, their annual fundraiser event, like all of them need resources. Okay. And where can these resources come from? An abundant Father through you to bless others. Woo! Okay. My notes. I just thought like 4 lines of notes today. Make sure I got a little more. Like I just was like, let's just click record. Okay. Because I also stall when I'm like, oh, what am I going to say? What should I talk about? Let me make sure I have some notes, and it just flows better when I just don't have some notes. So anyways, back to your financial blueprint. What do you believe? Okay. So if you caught yourself at the beginning, and it stings a little when I was talking about you, when you're like, I always wait till there's a coupon or till something goes in there. Or, I'm always like having to make sure my money goes as far as it possibly can. And I'm not saying be like crazy frivolous, but I'm saying go this week and buy something that's not on sale. Like, exercise this belief that you believe in the value that you'll receive from that exchange of income, but you also believe more will come in. You also believe that you are capable of creating a different future. You also believe that things are important to you, and so you are capable and creative enough to figure out a way to provide for it. And you also believe in a God who can provide in ways that you are not even aware of. All of this is connected to rest. Do you understand this? Do you understand that this posture of rest, this work for 7 days and rest, this Sabbath, okay, that us in this like weird American culture feels like we don't deserve to rest, or that we shouldn't rest, or that hustle is the only way to make our dreams come true? Hard pass, because I'm not seeing that in the Bible. I am definitely seeing work hard, but I am seeing that rest is a posture of trust. Because if we don't have a posture of trust, our attitude is always going to be, it's all me. I'm the only one responsible. I have to make this happen. I have to work harder. I. And Lord's like, apart from me, you can do nothing. That's in the book of John. I am the vine, you are the branches. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Let's do this together. And you just might go further than you ever thought possible. But you're going to have to let go of some reins. You're going to have to change some old ways of thinking. You're going to have to renew your mind to biblical truth, which, by the way, go to jessicaheffley.com/money and print out those biblical scriptures on money and renew your mind to an expansive way of thinking about it. It is time to rewrite your blueprint. We all subconsciously, you have the same blueprint as your parents of how you grew up and how money was handled, how money was thought of, how money was utilized, how money was spent, or how money was saved, or how money, whatever. Like, that's ingrained in you naturally. Like, you come by it honest. Okay. But once you're aware of that, that is your responsibility and opportunity to change that. Okay. But playing back on repeat is probably how your parents, there's another excellent book. Oh my goodness. Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. These are 2 of my most favorite books that have smacked me out of these old ways of thinking and into a much more expansive way to live, a much more restful way to live, a much more aware place that I'm coming from and how I think and I live. Okay, so basically, back to this is another quote from the Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, is if you thought, back to our thoughts, y'all, it's so big. Thought. Take every thought captive. Okay. If you thought the way that rich and successful people thought, and if you did what rich and successful people did, do you believe that you would be rich and successful too? It all goes back to a belief. And listen to me. If you can start making way more money than you make today, and you can still deal with these scarce ways of thinking. I recently talked to somebody who makes like way more than me, like 2-3 times more than me. And her thought was, I don't know, I need to make some more money. I'm not making enough money yet to help the people that I want to help. And it was like, I was like, what? It was so interesting to me that even though she made way more money than me, her thought still felt like a scarce thought. And it just reminded me, it doesn't matter the amount of money you make. If you do not do the work to rewrite this blueprint of yours, this past of yours, this history of yours, into the expansiveness of God's provision, into a different way of thinking about it, you could do all the things, read all the books, but if you're not renewing it, God is doing a new thing, y'all. So there you have it. It's not what we don't know that prevents us from succeeding. It's probably what we know that just ain't so, that we've got to rewrite, rewire. We're believing some lies. We're believing some things that aren't actual truth, that are holding us back from not only more financially, but more success, more impact in what you are called to do. It's holding you back from your purpose to bring heaven to earth and help set other people free, y'all. Because the more freedom you walk in, the more authority and agency you have to set other people free by your example, by how you live your life, by doing it in a different way, different from the rest of the world that does it. And I believe, the Lord is doing something new in me. And I just have this belief where, like, years ago, I like any sort of debt we had was just like crippling me. I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we ever going to get out of this debt? Like, I can't believe it. It would cause so many rifts in our marriage, so much stress, so much anxiety, so much scarcity, so much fear. And now I just believe, like, we built this house and we have a loan against it. We have other dreams and other things that we're doing, but I just believe, like, I do not have guilt around my nice home. I believe in an abundant God. I believe that there are great things we can do in this home. I believe that He wants us to enjoy it. And I believe that He miraculously will provide a way to pay it off. And I can't wait to tell you about it, because it's going to be His story, not my hustle. I worked harder. I did this. I paid off our house. But me and Him together, and Him all alone, are going to miraculously provide for our family, and are going to miraculously provide for you, because you believe it, and because He has plans in store on this earth that He needs a vessel like you to do them through. Not somebody who's scared, not somebody who's afraid, not somebody who's living in the past, not somebody who's under condemnation and punishment and guilt, but someone who has been set free, is living like it, is resting, and is showing the world what it's like to believe in an abundant Father who meets the needs of His children. Amen and amen. I want to hear what stuck out to you today. So tell me, social media, email me back when you get this on the weekly email. Let me know. There is power in our testimony. And when chains start falling off, spread that so more chains can fall off of more people, more money in the hands of good people, and you're one of them. We'll see you next week.